You're not the man if you don't have a plan.
That's what shit. So picture this. You'll be shooting your video for the full day and you don't know what to do with it. It doesn't work out. So today we're gonna talk about planning your video, which is really essential.
Yeah, super essential. So the thing is that you can cut down edit times, shooting times, everything into like an eighth of the time that you'd otherwise spend if you have a good plan. Planning a video doesn't mean that you need to always shoot to a script. What it means is that you have a pre-made set of rules by which you shoot things like, I'm gonna use these kinds of transitions, this kind of rhythm, this kind of mood, that then helps you put the piece thing together afterwards. And not just that, but it cuts down the amount of things you need to shoot by at least half. So a smart plan will make your not only your videos better, but make you happier in the edits and just make you spend so much less time.
Yeah, and also your hard drive will be happier because it won't be filled with junk.
True story. Now we're gonna go through a bunch of points, but the first thing we wanna talk about is picking your approach and format. Now, what does this mean, Jonas?
Well, it means you need to know where you're shooting. Are you shooting your video to YouTube or to Instagram, like Instagram stories, or are you doing a feature film?
Yeah, say that if I'm shooting for a screen this big, which is your mobile phone, I won't be doing super wide shots where the person is about yay big on that screen where I want to see their faces. However, if I am on a big screen, or like a widescreen cinema, I can do that. Yeah. So it totally changes the way you approach. So that's the first bit. You check your format. But the next bit is, what is your approach? And by this, we mean the dramatic approach.
Yeah, you can do it sad or make it uplifting or happy or just really scary. Family vacation, a scary version.
Yeah, that would be great. I've actually done one.
Of course you did.
For the lulz with my kid. Anyways, so yeah, because the approach, you pick, for example, a My Day video. Your day can be full of action. It can be an emotional day. It can be a cinematic day that has a clear story. You can have a uplifting rhythm, dance, musical video. There's just so many things you can pick from. But you need to pick one because otherwise you'll be left without the direction.
So pick one direction.
Yeah, not the band.
Okay, so point number 2 would be finding your rhythm. And since I think most of people are shooting to social media for YouTube or Instagram, there usually is music involved in there. So picking the rhythm and the song is quite crucial to your how you're gonna actually edit or shoot the video.
Yeah. What that means is that if I'm choosing a clip where I am, say that I'm taking a video clip of Jonas and I'm approaching him, and if it's a fast, if it's like a happy my day, it's gonna approach, done. Yeah. But if it's gonna be like beautiful piano music, that same shot will be different length. You'll have to do it in a different way to suit not just your edit, but to suit your mood.
Yeah. Point number 3, I'm gonna say script it out. And what I mean by that is, in its most basic form, you should always have a beginning, a middle, and an ending to your video. Exactly.
Yeah.
So you don't want your video to be like a straight line, so it's one point to another. You want to add some curves to it. So what I mean by that is have some intensity grow up and then maybe go down. It's like an EDM song, basically. It's building up, and then the bass drops. And then there's gonna be a calm piece, and then it's building up.
Yeah, it's really, without those calms and those drops in intensity, coming back up to that intensity doesn't feel. It just gives that variety and that change needed. And you usually want to place those elements about 1/3 and 2/3 of the way. So this is the start, this is the end. Somewhere along here, you want to have something, either an up or a down. And somewhere along here, you either have an up or a down. to get a sense, or possibly both, down to an up, which makes the end feel bigger than it would have been without that down.
Yeah.
Now these are the very basic points, and you could talk about this forever because really filmmaking and storytelling is such a form of art. But to kind of demonstrate it to you, we're going to do a few different styles of video of the same subject.
And we are back. So we had a basic scene where a man, me, steps out of a car with flowers and goes through a door.
Yeah, not particularly exciting when you hear it like that, but once you add an approach, you add a rhythm, and you plan it out with a few key points, it actually becomes interesting.
Yeah.
All right, so should we get to the results?
Yes.
Okay.
The first one is gonna be a pretty sad mood.
Like melodramatic version. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna watch it and then we're gonna explain why it is like it is.
Yeah.
So here we go.
Okay, so, and bear in mind, I'm not an actor, but I almost got a tear falling from my eye in that one scene where I was so alone.
Yeah, you did a good job, I'll give you that. All right, so what did we do here exactly? We had the same story, nothing that we could really add to it. But what we decided is we first chose a camera language and a rhythm that was slow enough to fit the mood. So as you see, all of the push-ins, all of the pull-outs, they're deliberate and they're leaving enough time for people to actually see the emotion going on in Jonas' face. So if when Jonas is more sad, we're pushing in or we're pulling out to leave him alone, like we did actually in that movie. Which is that's actually my favorite shot.
Yeah.
The long pull and you're alone on the middle of the street.
Yeah, which is illegal. But yeah, I really like it. It works, and it took us 10 minutes to do this scene.
Yeah.
Should we go to the next one?
Yeah, I think we should.
The next one was...
What is this called? All right, we're gonna call this the YouTuber B-roll epic mayhem.
How to make your average day look fabulous.
Yeah.
And epic.
But should we watch it?
Yeah, let's go.
Get out inside and
Straight
do your
through the door.
Yeah.
How about that?
So that was a handful.
I've never seen my day look so
Yeah, I'm getting hot over
epic.
here with that glasses up. Good job, man. So again, really simple. We decided to go. We're gonna go straight into the punch. Go fast from the beginning. That's how we did. Ba-bam. Go fast on the rhythms. Push up the intensity and then bring the rhythm down to that long, slow motion thing that allows you to draw it to the crescendo of the whole piece, and then end it quickly. Go in.
For these kind of transitions, you need to have a certain kind of movement in your camera. So you have to actually plan how to do it.
Yeah, part of these, of course, you could do like in the post, but it always looks really even much cooler if you're able to already get it right in camera.
Yeah.
And you look at the rhythm and the tension and everything. Perfect. Yeah. Okay, bye.
On to the next one. Action.
Action.
Whew, that was intense.
That was intense. Right at there, got my, ooh.
Yeah.
So that was actually hard shooting, but a lot of fun.
Yeah. Then again, I think that in this kind of filming method, when the camera is gonna be shaky, you don't have to focus so much on the details.
Not so much in the details, but you still have to get your angles, you have to be able to move pretty quickly and accurately.
Yeah.
So a lot of the times I would be going almost blind, but I had to muscle memory the moves to be able to get those.
Yeah. And you did it on a longboard.
Yeah, I'm on a longboard shooting in a weird position.
Yeah.
It's not the easiest thing to do, kind of sketchy, but yeah.
Yeah.
The key here again is we chose a rhythm.
Yeah. The cuts are gonna be fast and the movement.
So we get there's a lot more going on, a lot more cuts, less flow, more direct. Yeah. So 3 different styles.
Yeah.
3 very different styles of the same story. That would have been boring if we didn't choose our approach and our style for it.
So please let us know, what do you think about this?
Yeah, if you want some more tips and tricks like this, we'll love to hear. And on that note, we'll catch you later.
Yeah. See ya.
Bye-bye.